The Memphis story, Beale Street, Elvis, Middle America, a woman and her child kidnapped recently, another woman kidnapped, raped, murdered. Now this crime spree yesterday where a 19-year-old who just got out a few months ago after serving 11 months of a 3-year prison sentence. 11 months. I've often thought about the father of and the family of Ron Goldman, who was murdered that awful night in California along with Nicole Brown Simpson. And of course, O.J. Simpson was held civilly liable and determined to be responsible for their deaths. How awful it must be to see O.J. playing golf, believing that he slaughtered your son, who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. How would you live with that? It's one thing to lose a child to disease, to a car accident, even to a horrific crime, but to watch the man you know to be and believe to be your son's killer playing golf, signing autographs, and hanging out with beautiful women in bars. What an awful, awful existence that must be for Ron Goldman's family. Well, similarly, how would you like to be the family member of somebody shot and killed by this cowardly punk yesterday in Memphis? I don't know how you'd get out of bed in the morning to know that your precious family member was killed by a guy who should have been in jail. I mean, it's not hard. We used to call it lock them up and throw away the key. That, of course, is not politically correct these days. Now we call it truth in sentencing. That's the polite way to say it. Truth in sentencing should mean something. Truth in sentencing means if you get 3 years, you should spend 3 years in jail. If you get 30 years, you should spend 30 years. If you're sentenced to death, you should be executed. Why in the world would we listen to Democrats who want to let people go free? And even the Democrats understand it. Some, anyway. Here's the Memphis mayor, Jim Strickland.
If Mr. Kelly served his full 3-year sentence, he would still be in prison today, and 4 of our fellow citizens would still be alive.
When a Democrat gets it, you know we're making some progress. But Democrat policies won't change. Look at the guy who has a commanding lead, supposedly, in the Pennsylvania Senate race. Here's John Fetterman, who wants to release thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of inmates serving life sentences in prison.
We have a catastrophic bottleneck in our prisons of over 5,000 men and women condemned to die in prison. And many of them, I believe, personally, are deserving of a second chance.
Wow. Well, they gave this guy a second chance, didn't they, in Memphis, Tennessee? How'd that work out? They gave a woman in New York not a second chance, not a fourth chance, not a sixth chance. They gave her 7 chances. A 20-year-old monster named Deisha Calhoun arrested multiple times for brandishing and threatening people with machetes and knives. Well, after being arrested and let go in New York 7 times, police say she hacked an 82-year-old man in the head yesterday with a machete. Unreal. And guess what? Letting people go is the Democrat strategy. I'm not saying that to make a political statement here. I don't say that to try to score any political points. I'm just stating something that's factual. Letting criminals, you just heard John Fetterman. He wants thousands of prisoners serving life in prison life sentences to be freed. Thousands. Now, do you know what you have to do to earn a life sentence in prison? Let them go. That's the Democrat way. Who are you going to vote for in 60 days? Who are you going to vote for? There better be a red wave, because if not, we'll lose this country forever. It's sick out there and getting sicker by the day.